Good afternoon. At 6:13 a.m. this morning, a man drove an SUV through the closed doors of the Leicester Police Department. He repeatedly rammed those doors until he gained entry with his vehicle into the building. Original dispatcher from the Worcester Emergency Communication Center saw the incident occurring in real time and immediately saw the incident in real time on surveillance video and immediately called Leicester police officers who were on duty at the time and immediately responded to the scene. When the officers arrived at the police station, the vehicle was in front of the door. The man exited the vehicle and immediately shouldered what appeared to be a rifle and aimed it at the police officers. After that action, the police officers then fired and shot the man. The officers then rendered medical aid to the man until an ambulance arrived, which was a very short time later, and transported him to St. Vincent Hospital in Worcester, where he was pronounced deceased. I've got to emphasize here that this literally all started occurring at about 6 o'clock this morning. This is very early into the investigation, and we're not going to be releasing too much information at this time, as the interviews are still being conducted, and we've got to let our police do what they've got to do, let the professionals do what they've got to do. And I want to thank the Leicester Police Department, the State Police Detectives assigned to the Worcester County DA's office, State Police Crime Scene Services, the State Police Firearms Identification Section, the State Police Crime Lab, and the State Police Cars Unit for their efforts. I'd now like to turn it over to Leicester Police Chief Ken Antinavecchia.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd just like to put the public's minds at ease by letting you know that at face value, this appears to be an isolated incident and there's no danger to the public at this time. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody involved in this incident. The investigation is in its infancy and more information will be provided to you as it becomes available. As a part of the Leicester PD's policies, an officer involved in a situation of this magnitude will be automatically put on administrative leave while a thorough investigation is being conducted, and in this case, that investigation is going to be conducted by the Mass State Police. Thank you very much.
Very limited as to what we can take for questions, but we'll try and take a couple if we can.
Were any officers inside at the time?
That's still part of the investigation. We don't know who exactly was in the building at the time.
Did the suspect get any shots off?
It's still part of the investigation. I couldn't tell you that at this point.
How many officers on leave and how many officers shot?
None of the police officers, thank God, have been shot. There are 2 officers, as the chief mentioned, on administrative leave right now.
Yes.
2 or 3, Chief?
2.
2 officers on administrative leave.
Was it determined to be a real gun?
Still part of the investigation. It appeared to be a real gun when he was pointing it at the officers, yes.
Was anybody else injured?
We don't believe anyone else was injured, no.
Can you describe the
police know the
entrance to
person?
the police station and how that person was able to drive right up to it and ram it several times? Did he put the car in reverse? Can you kind of walk us through exactly what happened?
Well, the entrance to the police station is 2 double doors. There's steel doors that both open outward, and there's a ramp that goes up to it for handicap accessibility. He drove his car up that ramp and repeatedly rammed those doors.
And he gained entry into the foyer of the police department by doing that?
That is correct. The entire vehicle, almost the entire vehicle, was into the lobby.
Can you describe what the dispatcher, was going through, what his or her mind was going through at that point?
Not at this point, just that they were doing their job. They saw it as it happened in real time. The video, that dispatcher was doing her job. She made the call immediately. Not only did she make the call to the police, but also EMTs arrived at almost the same time. So as the gun was pointed at the officers, as the officers fired at the man, he got down. They immediately put him on his side, rendered aid, and the EMTs were almost there immediately.
Was this man known to police? An adult male, black, white?
An adult male, it appears to be Caucasian. He was known to them a little bit. He had a pending case in the East Brookfield District Court, but it was a traffic violation. He had an upcoming trial date, I believe, court date, June 1st.
Leicester man?
Still looking into that.
Any motive or what?
I can't get into any of that at this point. It's like I said, we're really early into it. And again, the police have been doing a great job.
The dispatcher called both the police officers and the EMTs at the same time?
I don't know exactly how that worked. I just was told that the call was made, to the police officers. They responded immediately, and shortly behind them, it wouldn't have been time for another call. Shortly after them, the EMTs showed right up at the door.
Does surveillance show the whole incident happening?
Yes.
Would that be released today?
No, not right now. We're going to let them do their job. You know, there's always a desire to get that, but you got to slow it down. You know, we get the benefit of hindsight right now. We got the benefit of the video, you know, and you can see the officers acting at the time. You can see them doing a lot of the things that they appear to be trained to do. We've just got to slow down, let the experts take a look at that, and then everything will be thoroughly reviewed.
And lastly, the age of the person that was, the age of the suspect, and how fortunate was it that no one else was really hurt or killed?
Suspect appears to be in her early 20s. Look, you got a guy shouldering a rifle, pointing it at the officers. You know, you can see the reaction of the officers as what appears to be that rifle is pointed at them. We're very fortunate that no one else was hurt. I mean, the police have a hard job. You got a guy pops out of a truck and he's got a rifle pointed at you. You know, and I don't want to go any further, but their job is so hard. And at 6 in the morning, you're staring at what appears to be a rifle as you show up to a scene, you know, but we're going to let them do what they've got to do. And that's probably about as much as we can give you at this point. Okay?